My ride's already here.
Going down.
I was just about to talk to you.
Doors closing.
How noisy is this? So I'm into the gym for my first leg session. I think this is the first session. So I've had Wednesday, Thursday, now it's Friday in the gym. And typically this is the session you actually just saw last vlog, where I did back squats and then I did split squats. I actually did then some sissy squats. So today I'm exchanging the back squat for the hack. The hack was going really well. I was riding good momentum with that movement. So I'm putting that back in for the back squat, which I only had 3 weeks of doing that. So I kind of it just maintained me for a period of time. It is absolutely freezing cold at the moment. I don't know what happened, but this week the temperature just shifted way down. So even in the gym, for leg day, I am wearing trackies, which is just unheard of. I'm always boiling hot in the gym. So yeah, especially even in the flat, I was wearing trousers last time I did squats and everything, which the flat gets super hot. So yeah, it's getting proper cold. And I think even in parts of the UK today, it had been snowing, but London stays a bit warmer than everywhere else because of all the built up all the tarmac and the roads and all the buildings and everything that's going on here. So I'm trying a couple of different things within this session with hacks. One is I'm having a little bit more of a range of motion potentially, because I'm going to use more plates to extend the range of motion, which I'll show you, so it makes sense. And I'm also going to try wearing a belt. The final thing is, last time I spoke about continuous reps, I'm going to hit this more like a rest pause / myo rep set, where I have continuous reps up until things start slowing down, and then I'll take a bit of a breather, and then I'll do a mini set up until about my RPE RAR that I'm targeting, which is about a 2 RAR. I'll see how that goes. So just be like one breather. I may allow 2 breathers. We'll see. Those sets will be more stimulative, but also more fatiguing. So I just want to weigh up kind of the cost versus benefit of that and see how I get on. So I'm going to do a bit of a talking overview this time. That's just to show you the setup, so you can see how I've got the plates there. Should be relatively obvious, but rather than doing some kind of cool edits or something like that, I want to talk you through my session here rather than, it just might be more interesting, give the vlog a new dynamic here. I might regret doing it, but we'll go through it anyway. So you can see me in my Rick and Morty t-shirt, my pink hat, and really tight white joggers. And actually, like I said, I'm trying the belt for the first time, which I felt was good. I actually didn't notice that much. I think it'll probably come into play in the later weeks in my mesocycle. And then obviously the larger thickness, because I've added an extra plate there. Normally I just use the red plate that you can see. So going through these, I did get a great quad stimulus. Hack squats for me, nothing quite beats them for a quad stimulus. I think it's because it's literally just knees traveling forward. Of course, you are going to be training a fair bit of glute. There's also going to be the adductors, various muscles, but there's just so much quad emphasis here, and you can see how much my knees travel over the top of my toes. And that's why, for me, at the moment, I can't beat this movement in terms of stimulus to fatigue ratio. And on the note of stimulus to fatigue ratio, I don't think that's a calling card where people might take it as being, I don't want anything to fatigue me. I just want to pick stimulating movements, not fatiguing movements. But you don't get stimulus without fatigue. So that has to come as a consequence of training hard. Because if you're taking things close to failure, there's fatigue created, which is why as you go through sets, reps will drop off. So you get 10, 8, 7, maintaining the load, maintaining the RAR. Because if you're getting 10, 10, 10, where were your RAR? Were you miles away from failure or what have you? So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but basically this is gave me a very good stimulus for the trade-off of fatigue versus maybe a high bar squat, which is what I was doing training from home with the heel heels raised using the two solo wedges, which I really did enjoy. But after a few sets of that, I was very centrally fatigued. I guess that's what it would be, central fatigue, where just systemically felt tired. Whereas after these, I didn't feel destroyed. Like, my quads felt really wrecked, but you can almost see it in me. When I'm finishing these sets, you see me rack it. Like, the speed that I'm going at has clearly slowed down quite a lot. But you can see on my face that I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm gassed, I'm completely fucking wrecked. It isn't that case. Now, if I'd taken these for multiple kind of rest pause sets, as obviously you can see here, I'm just taking one set where I kind of take it to slow down, then take a pause, and then go again. If I'd done that maybe 3, then maybe by the end of that I would have looked a little different. But having done 4 sets of these, I felt very good, and my quads felt a great stimulus, and overall this was a really, really good session. So yeah, definitely enjoying being back in the hack squat, really being able to emphasize my quads, because that's the area I need more work with. It was very obvious to me when I went back to high bar squatting that high bar squats, however I tried to make them into a quad dominant movement, really hit my adductors. I was sore the next day in my adductors doing high bar squats, whereas not deeply in my quads. Not that I get horrendously sore from these necessarily, but I definitely don't get the same sort of disruption in the adductors versus the deep in the quads. So yeah, here's my final set. So I think I get like a 4 or 5 reps until things start slowing down. You can see here, these reps very much like on the way up, it's pretty much the same pace each rep. And maybe it's this one here, where you can just see things slow down. And so I take a bit of a pause, not long, and then I go again. I think I get another like 2 reps or something. You probably see again this rep go pretty slow. And if anything, that's got a bit more reps in reserve than I thought. I definitely think that's a programming element you can take control of, is the amount of breathers you take. So like in these sets, for example, I'm taking 1 breather, and that is either when I get to 5 or 6 reps. On this set, 7 to 10 reps is my rep range for the starting set, and so far I find it very good and enjoying it. It's not killing me. I'm not feeling fried, but my quads are feeling pumped and disrupted, which is what we're going for. We want to direct that stimulus to the muscles. Fatigue is going to happen no matter what you do if you're training hard, but you want to make sure that it's worth the cost. And so here I'm doing my Bulgarian split squats, which I was doing at home anyway. You would have seen if you watched my other vlog, I was doing these in my rack, so I decided why not actually set these up exactly how I have them at home, because they felt so good. And unfortunately at my gym, we have 2 matrix leg press, a horizontal one and a 45-degree plate-loaded one, and both of them suck. I have played around with both, I've tried to make both better, and I just never really get a lot from either. The 45-degree plate one, I basically have to add a load of bumper plates behind my back to make it good depth, and then it just feels like I'm blowing my load on it. I just feel completely wrecked from doing that movement. I can get a good quad stimulus, I might go back to it if I can be asked to set up the bumper plates. And then with the the horizontal machine kind of cable leg press, that one it has a really strange strength curve on it. I think that might be the wrong terminology, but it's a bit strange where it's really hard and then it's super duper easy. And it just feels very systemically fatiguing and not that greatly fatiguing in the quads. Whereas these, once you set them up like this, where I've got my arm there, which is just balancing me, I've got my leg behind, which is comfortable, I can just focus all through that quad. I wish, however, I had my squat wedges here, because even with my lifters, with my Metcon's additional kind of heel lift, I didn't get quite as over my foot as I would like, so I might bring a squat wedge next time, just one, which is good that I can just bring one. But overall, those felt really great, and I'd recommend setting them up like I did here if you're wanting to do Bulgarian split squats. You're usually like, oh man, these are such a pain in the ass, because they can be really, really effective like this, especially if you're lacking a good kind of leg press or something along those lines. Again, in the Smith machine, they're very good. Here, if you didn't notice, I put my Vans, and you can see my Vans maybe, on my shin, I guess, is where they are. This is just extending the range of motion a little bit. It's going to push my legs a little bit further back and allow me to push slightly higher up, so I can more so stretch, and then also lengthen the quad there, because yeah, this machine's good, but it could be a bit better. I am attempting to have a very, very slight pause at the top. So guys, hopefully that's been interesting. Cheers. So I had a fantastic session in the gym. It felt so good to be in the hack squat. Wearing the belt, do I think that helped or not? I'm not sure. It felt good. I will persist with it. Those sets felt very good. It wasn't like a PR or anything that I hit with those sets, but they were good sets. I think in the future weeks, things will only get better from that, and I'm looking forward to actually reviewing the footage back. So that's all good, and I've got my PM hamstring session later. I'm not sure I'll get that on kind of record for you, but yeah, setting up for the Bulgarian split squats felt great, similar to how I set them up at home, and they feel really good, much better. I haven't really got a good leg press in the gym to use, so it's nice to have that movement that's a little bit, it's not hugely axial loading, and I don't feel wiped after leg session actually, whereas I do feel stimulated, so I think I can accumulate a lot of good volume there, which is cool. And then yeah, come in for hamstrings a bit later. In between those two sessions, I now have set myself up for a podcast, hence kind of the blue light back there that you can see, and I'll show you my setup in front of me as well. So here you can see I use Zoom to record all of our podcast episodes. We also have a separate app to record the audio, so this is called Ocean Audio. I have a separate webcam, so that's a Logitech, a Logitech, whatever that is, HD 180p, which is slightly better quality than what the MacBook Air has to offer. I use my satellite as a secondary light. I actually need to get something else, especially for evening podcasts, and then I have my ring light above me here, and that's nice and high so it doesn't kind of reflect in my eyes, and you can adjust the kind of brightness and that of everything, and then obviously behind me it's I had the lights off, and then I have the blue light behind me to just have that. But that's for obviously the visuals. The audio is mostly about the fact that I'm in a carpeted room, there's a bed. Unfortunately the walls here are pretty bare, and they do the kind of noise does bounce around, but my microphone, the biodynamic microphone, so it's pretty good. It kind of is a directional mic, so I can just speak right into that, and I put that on top of my little box here. And that's really it for the podcast. And did I say what the podcast is today? It's a big one. It's a refeed roundtable with Alberto Nunez, Brian Miner, who are getting up at like 6:30 a.m. for this. Actually, they're probably getting up at 6 a.m. They're probably getting food in now and ready and prepared. Jackson Pios, so he is over in Perth, and his time is 9:30 p.m. He'll have just been boxing. And then it's Menno Henselmans, so he is in Amsterdam, and it's actually just an hour ahead for him, so he'll be at 2:30, 1:30 for me, so it's very convenient for us, but yeah, pretty late or early for the other guys. So I'm glad we're getting this done. We're going to be talking about the recent Bill Campbell study, which obviously Bill Campbell was on the podcast, and we'll be diving into some practical application, anecdotes, all that sort of stuff. So it'll be a very good roundtable. So guys, if you're wondering what's on my face, these are my incredibly 80s blue light blockers. These are actually daylight blockers. So yeah, if you want to learn more about them, just drop me a comment or kind of chat over to me on Instagram or something. But I wear these ones kind of in the evening, but not 2 to 3 hours before bed. I wear my darker ones. Anyway, that's not why I was coming to talk to you. We've had some pretty crappy news today. I think I've mentioned before that we had an offer accepted on a house, and we're really looking forward to moving this year, but it seems like that's definitely not going to happen. So if 2020 could get any worse, I mean, there's multiple things that haven't gone to plan at all this year. So yeah, unfortunately that fell through. So me and Charlotte, say hello, Charlotte. Louder.
Hello.
We're gonna wallow in our own pity this evening and watch some trash TV. What have we been enjoying?
I'm a celebrity.
She said, I'm a celebrity. I don't think she gets the concept that she has to talk louder.
I'm a celebrity.
It's the final tonight and we're gonna get a takeaway. What takeaway are we gonna get?
I don't know, I need to decide.
Can't be
I
Indian.
need
Charlotte
to
doesn't want
decide.
Indian.
I just don't fancy Indian.
It's not gonna be burgers because I'm just not a burger person.
Oh, I definitely have a burger.
Charlotte likes vegan burgers. And then, only vegan burgers, she is vegan. And then, I would like pizza always, because I just am a pizza guy. But Charlotte really likes pizza, but now no longer eats cheese, and that is the problem.
I still like pizza, it's just that you only ever want pizza.
And now it's later and you've got me in these really dark blue light blockers now. So, yeah, you can barely see my eyes with these ones. My previous ones are these here. They're much clearer, huh? These definitely block out a bit more and they make everything dimmer anyway, which is part of the whole circadian rhythm as well as blocking out blue light. Regardless, what have we ordered? I've got a chicken shish kebab. I couldn't remember which was like the healthy kebab. And actually, I think Pascal has quite regular shish kebabs. And I just ordered it with like the salad, no sauce, the chicken. So that should be good. And then some chip shop chips. I do love some chip shop chips. I wanted pizza. I'm gonna put that out there, but Charlotte didn't. So this was the middle ground. She's literally got baked beans and chips. I'm hoping she's gonna add maybe some other veggies or salad or something to that. So because we thought we were moving sometime in December, we didn't put out the Christmas decorations. But because it's now no longer happening, we can put some out. So I've put some out. And actually, I want to show you this couple that my sister sent across to go on the tree. And we're going to get a real tree this year, a little one, not like a huge one, although the ceilings in here are very, very tall. So we could actually get a big Christmas tree if we wanted to. It's just don't want the hassle of that. So our Waitrose has like little ones, so we'll probably get one of those because typically we have a really sad, crummy tree, which I was being really cheap. And also, yeah, I didn't want a real tree because they make a lot of mess, but I was mostly being cheap and lazy. Many, many years ago, I can now afford a proper, it's kind of half a tree, I guess. So we'll get one of those, but I'll show you some of the decorations I've just put up. And actually, yeah, I wanted to show you, this is what I wanted to show you, the tree decoration. So, yeah, my sister got me two. Or, yeah, me. They were for me, not Charlotte. So this is one of them. How great is this? What does that say? Pumped for Christmas. It's got a lifting Santa. It's awesome. And then also, and this is quite topical right now, pizza. A Christmas pizza. Because, yeah, I could have done with a pizza tonight. So, yeah, maybe I'll show you the dinner as well that we have. And, yeah, let's see the decorations. So here we have just over half of the portion of chips that they gave. They give a ton of chips, and I could eat all of them, but it would be way too much. And then I've got a large pita shish kebab. So I just kind of guesstimated how much chicken there might be in there, and as I eat it, I'll kind of get a good gauge. I know about chicken, and the rest of stuff is just veggies, and it's chicken breast, and it's a pita. So yeah, it was mostly the chips and just making sure I don't go too ham, because I think if I ate the whole portion, it could very well be almost 1,000 calories. So this is closer to 500. So yeah, it's a lot of chips, to be fair. And guys, I want to know in the comments or somewhere, let me know what your favorite chips. What are your favorite chips? That is what I meant to say. My favorite are definitely chip shop chips. Say that fast enough and you'll get it wrong. Chip shop chips, so chunky chips. Salt, vinegar, beautiful. So I don't know what the theme of this vlog was, but we're probably at the end of it. And the only thing in addition that I wanted to add was, we now have our first ever real Christmas tree. So this bad boy is, as you can see, about 3 foot tall, but it's quite nice. We've moved around like the entire flat now so that it works into the room. Obviously it's not decorated, it is currently naked. So we'll get that decorated. We actually need to buy some more decorations, I think. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this vlog and I'll talk to you soon. As always, subscribe, give me a comment, give me any feedback, all that good stuff, turn on notifications. I really appreciate you. Take care. I'll talk to you on the next one.